Here we go again for F2 in HOR F2 in US of A, the country apparently of freedom, with plenty of oil, and so searching for oil as well outside of USA, mainly in the Middle East, but we focus now on the racing and not in terms of politics. Last time out in Mexico, it was Nikolai who won it, after Wizzyboy had an 11-second gap to Nikolai, but then he got a 3-second time penalty for something, and then he got 2 penalties, and one of them was because of his acrobatics before the finish line. So he lost the Grand Prix, a pretty comfortable Grand Prix, and he decided to butcher that. At least that he's not gonna. I hope that he isn't gonna do it for the final rest of the season. But Nikolai takes the W, and Wizzyboy second, Szczesny's third. Wizzyboy's championship rival only in 5th place. So Wizzyboy still is gonna gain points on his championship rival Darwizzi, and the gap extends now to 10 points between the two Wizzys. Szczesny 33 points behind. And then Sir Nikolai with that W last race and with a false lap closes the gap down to all of them in front. Then from Sir Nikolai to Wave, it is a very big gap. Wave J has half of the Sir Nikolai's points, 63 points for Wave. Behind him it's Marinov, then Drilov, Szczesny, Kukabura, TLW, Alex, Nepital, Clipsy, Samros, Nano, STLR, Sammy, Wicked, Flatbread, Zippy, Cyril, Mati Rambo, Young Himidime, Blade, and then rest 11 drivers have no points. In the constructors, though, Haas lead Alpine by only 1 singular point after Mexico. Behind them, it's Alfa Romeo, still somewhat close behind, with 20 points behind. AlphaTauri 4th with 136 points, 36 points behind Haas. Red Bull 5th with 125. Ferrari 6th with 93, Aston Martin 7th with 56, and McLaren have 35 points, Mercedes 9th in 33 points, and then Williams dead last in 10th with 23 points. And those are the standings as we're going to go into, shortly into qualifying, I hope. I hope that's going to be shortly into qualifying. Yeah, I hope that is going to be shortly, because I don't want to sit in here too long. Although, to be fair, I can just talk to myself and, I don't know, play Monopoly on my phone. Always. Yeah. After this, or not really after this, but, 3 rounds to go. This is the 10th, and then after this it's going to be 2, ending off in the Asian part of the calendar. Round 11 in Singapore, round 12 in Japan. Japan is going to be very interesting finale. The track that you can't really overtake it's not really an easy track to overtake. You only really have the chicane, the final chicane, and then turn 1, really, and as well the hairpin. But other than that, you don't really have any other opportunities to overtake. I mean, you can try it around the outside of one of the S's, but you're really gonna have to commit to that, and as well, you're gonna have to have so much more downforce and grip than the car in front, and just be faster. And there are probably ready ups. Yep, there are ready ups already in here for the drivers. I was gonna check something, but I forgot. Wait, aren't here like 20 turns around here? Yeah, there are 20 turns in here. Let me just get US of A, Kota circuit. Yeah, 20 turns. So at least I can calculate them myself. Yeah, for F2 it's not sprint. For F1 there's gonna be a sprint for USA, but for F2 there isn't gonna be a sprint. Whatever. Alright. Go into short qualifying. I don't think it's gonna be raining. In the forecast it was, if I remember right, it was cloudy, but or something like that, but definitely not raining. I have my 2 cups of drinks because I'll probably devour the first one immediately. It is cloudy for the qualifying, and I don't think it's gonna be raining in the later parts of qualifying and in the race. It's gonna be a very dry race, just a casual race, normal, nothing too surprising, just no raining, shouldn't be raining. As already first drivers out on track, of course. I mean, most of them are on the soft. So if there aren't, then they're gonna be either for inters. But I don't think in F2 they'll be doing them going into inters. We have already Darwizzi out on track. Trilla, it's fine for me. Trilla, Darwizzi, Kookaburra, Jadel, Zauxi. I don't know. I'll see what will come into my mind when I'll be quickly talking about them. Chesney, Cyril, still more. Not Wizzyboy, Nano, TLW. There come Nepital, and as well one of the Alfa Romeos, that's Chesney Riz coming out of the pits. Kookaburra should be our first driver to be starting a flying lap as he goes through the long right-hander. I think it's like three numbered corners within that, if I remember right. Kookaburra, I hope that he didn't validate that this and next lap time. Nearly there, to be fair, as he starts his flying lap and he's clear to be doing a flying lap. So into turn 1, an uphill into turn 1, sort of a famous uphill into turn 1, and then on the exits, immediate downhill going to turn 2, and then into the S's. Here you can really butcher your lap easily, but just invalidating it. Here you really need that downforce that you've put on the car. 25.409 for Kookaburra. I have no idea what's a good first set or any of the sectors, so we will see what the other drivers are going to be doing. through the S's. It looks alright. It looks alright. Again, I have no reference, so I'll just be saying alright. On the exit of turn, if I remember right, it's 11. There's so many corners. 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, into 13, then 15. I have no goddamn clue. I have no goddamn clue. Kookaburra a 102.675 through the second sector. Now we go into turn 16, I guess. Turn 16. And now into this turn 17, 18, flipping 16, 17, 18, whatever it is. Now into 19. There are yellow flags going into turn 12, I'm assuming. 11. I think 12. I really need to relook at that. And Kookaburra crosses the line and he goes P1 133.248. But Darwizzi already improves on the lap, but only 133.041. It isn't really a good lap as Drilla goes third at 33.322, but he had one of the Alfa Romeos in front blocking him. I think that was it was definitely Zoxy, but was he on a flying lap or not? I have no clue. TLW is finishing his lap, and it's not going to be P1, it's going to be P4, 33.767. Behind is going to be an Aston Martin crossing the line, and that was Nano, 33.828. Behind a Mercedes starts his flying lap. Then a Williams, where is he going to be going? That's 06, 34.282. Then another Mercedes, but I guess he started his lap. Sir Nikolai, it's only here, so it's Weasel, who spun on the exit of the final corner. Riz goes 5th, 2000 is behind TLW, but Weasel just spun on the exit of the final corner, reset it to track. I know that reset to tracks are here illegal, but it's gonna be a different penalty for oh yeah, didn't Marinov had a quali ban? And I think someone else as well had a quali ban, or was that in F1? There were two, I think, two drivers who had quali bans. If I might be wrong. Like, I need to relook at everything. I need to relook at everything. Maybe doing some notes, like Helix does, for OSRL would be good idea to do. Actually, Darwizzi goes into the pits, of course, but his teammate Clipsy is going to be finishing his lap, and he goes 4th, 33.603 from Clipsy. TLW going into the pits, of course. Nano letting through a Mercedes. That is that Jada Boy? No, it isn't Jada Boy. It is STLR going through turn 20, the final corner, going a little bit deep on the exit, and he goes P7, 133.772. It's behind his teammate, who is going to be finishing his lap, and he is going to be P9, 133.967. Wizzyl is sort of on a lap. No, he isn't. Goes into the pits. Behind an Alfa Romeo. That's Chesney, isn't it? Yeah, it's just Chesney. Then Cyril not on a flying lap. So Nikolai definitely is on a flying lap. 102.487. Kookaburra, I think, had a 02.6. So Sir Nikolai could be on for contention for a pole position as a slight wobble on the exit of turn 19. I hope that didn't drop him that much time, and it didn't, as he goes provisional pole position currently 132.861. The first rider to go into 132s at the moment. Clipsy just driving around into Mercedes. Then no one is pretty much on a flying lap. I highly doubt that one of the Mercedes is on an actual flying lap. Jedebo, no. STLR as well, probably not. Right, so who had the... Because Marinov probably had the quali ban. Wizzyboy as well had two quali bans for next two attended GPs. Marinov and Chesney have quali bans. Chesney's in here, so 3 drivers are having quali bans. Wizzyboy having 2 of them. So he's gonna have to serve a quali ban here and then Singapore. And Singapore is a, you could say, I don't know, I would have said like Monaco with a Down syndrome, but that you could call Hungary. It's just, Singapore is like Monaco, but just in its own way. You can still somewhat overtake there, I guess. A bit more open, I guess. I don't flip it now. Nepital on a flying lap though. No one else on a flying lap, I guess. I mean, now Darwizzi is on a flying lap, but Nepital is further up ahead. I completely skipped the first sector. I just didn't realize the first sector. What was his first sector? I completely missed it. Into turn. I forgot to check that. Into this long straight with that DRS. I don't need to. Oh my god. Can't tell the flipping corner names. I guess turn 12. And going into turn 13. And into 14. And then into 15 now to this slow ass open hairpin, you could say. And into this triple corner 16, 17 and 18. So actually I took just one corner too much, I guess. Into turn 19. And then into the final corner of this track, turn 20. Nicely done on the apex, but Nepital goes only P11, 134.032. Behind CLW has started his flying lap. Darwizzi, meanwhile, not improving to the second sector. Did he find more time to the third sector? The third is more twisty than the second one as he goes into the pit, so he's not going to be improving on his flying lap. Drilla starting his flying lap probably. Where is Zoxy? Zoxy's here. Not seeing as. That's always bad exit of the turn 15. No, it's not gonna be a good lap from Zoxy. It is definitely not a good lap from Zoxy. It's far from a good lap. It's going very slow into turn 19. And then turning too early into the final corner. 39.7. 5.5 seconds behind Serial. Jeez. Wizzy in the meantime goes 6, 33.764. 5,000 between Wizzy, DLW and Chesney, who is currently through the into the second sector, and he is not improving through the first sector by a lot. Second sector again lost time. So I mean, actually STLR 9 33.772. So it's actually 8,000 between 4 drivers from Wizzy to STLR. It's absolutely incredible. Unless CLW is going to improve on his flying lap and he destroys his moments. He does improve on the flying lap here and he goes P6, 33.672 ahead of Wizzy. So he kind of destroys his moment, but of course you can't keep him there at all times. Drilla at the moment on a not on a flying lap actually. Does he have enough fuel even to? Yeah, he had. Behind Nikolai starting his flying lap probably. Then behind Nikolai is probably Nepital. Yes it is. Yes sir. Zoxy, is he? No. Wizzy has just done his flying lap. Kookaburra maybe is on a flying lap. No. Through the second sector, 2.2 seconds down his time. Maybe the Merc behind STLR. It looks a lot more, although he had a bit of a moment on the exit of turn 14, 13 and 14, and just a lot of out of shape. Is he blinking? No, he isn't, so he's using his DRS, but Kookaburra doesn't. Well, he's just keeping going in front. You could say a little bit distracting STLR. Yeah. Wide into turn 20. Is he gonna even improve on his flying up? No, he doesn't. So he stays 9th as Nano has crashed into the pit. Nano has crashed into the pit wall. Oh my god, Nano. You Nano crashes into the pit wall. Incredibly. JDL goes P5 33.435. In the meantime, Sir Nikolai is not on a flying lap. Darwizzi is still in the pits. Kookaburra is not improving to the first sector. 1.5 tenths down on his first sector. Clipsy, well, I guess he is improving if he has a purple first sector. Of course, that purple is could be a mistake by the game. Of course, it could be, because Clipsy can be a very good driver, but I just don't know. Alright? I don't know. And also, I don't know some of these drivers' paces. I mean, I know that Cyril is at the back of the pack and that, and then Wizzyboy and Darwizzi and Sir Nikolai are usually at the top, with Drilla nowadays being close up there, as Clipsy 4 tenths up through the second sector. So at this point he could be going for a potential P3 if he keeps this up. And if he improves on his flying lap, then he can be even further up than just third. Kookaburra goes into pits as well. The STLR, JDL is going to be going into the pits probably as well. So Clipsy, the first one to be on a flying lap, furthest one. Whatever. Clipsy crosses the and it goes P2 32.977. Fuck's sake. Finish line. And it goes P2 32.977. There's a whole bunch of lag because someone left. Probably no one left. No, there goes Nano. Early leaving. Darwizzi is gonna be starting his flying lap shortly. I'm having difficulties with actually speaking. Cyril on a flying lap, I'm assuming. What is Wizzyboy doing out on the track? Might be monitoring on this. Cyril not improving to the second sector. Darwizzi in the meantime is gonna be going through the S's, through the first sector. A little bit wide through that fourth one, you could say. 2 tenths still up through the first sector, so I don't know if he's provisional. If he keeps this up, he's going to be provisional P1 through turn 10 and into turn 11. Wizzyboy goes back into the pit, so he just does an outlap. Should have done on the inters, to be fair. If it's allowed, of course. If it's allowed, then yeah. Clipsy, he's going to be going into the pit. Drilla imprinting to the second sector, 1.5 tenths up. Darwizzi, though, is well close to being done with the second sector. What's his improvement gonna be? Drilla goes into the pits. Darwizzi is still a little bit more than 1.5 tenths up through the second sector. Of course, and again, if he keeps this up, he can be on provisional pole position. There's still Nikolai, Kookaburra, JDL, TLW, TLW still. Chesney, who can as well dethrone him from the provisional pole position. Darwizzi through the final corner. Has he kept his pace up? And in through the finish line, he goes provisional pole position, 132.762, a whole tenth faster than Sir Nikolai on the finish line. And then it's for the others to try and beat that, time of a 132.762 from the Haas driver. Of course, the higher that he's gonna be, the better, because his championship rival Wizzyboy has 2 qualifying bans, and this can really hinder them. Although he's in P16, so he's gonna be a little bit further up. Zoxy is improving by 8, almost 9 cents through the second sector. Although that's still very far away from Cyril, who's on the inside of turns 16, 17 and 18. STLR is going to be starting his flying lap, the same with JDL. There's going to be plenty of drivers who are going to be on their flying laps. Let's look at Kookaburra's first sector at least, until Sir Nikolai is going to be starting his flying lap. Kookaburra is not improving to the first sector. He's at 10 down through the first sector. In front there's Drilla, probably gonna be trying to get himself to get himself a time but I don't think there's gonna be enough time. Cyril, can you stop causing yellow flags? Please, for the love of God, just go. Stop causing yellow flags. I don't know what the time is. What's the timer? Please. Go. Well, now I know that it has hit 0, so Drilla is not going to be making it. Kookaburra finds time through the second sector. Now he invalidates through turn 13. So that's his qualifying over. Sir Nikolai through the S's. Is he improving? Yes, he's by 3/10 through the first sector already. Sir Nick, the Italian, is absolutely flying out here. I think he's Italian, no? I think he's Italian. JDL, I don't know, his second sector. CLW improving through the first sector by a 10th. But that 10th is far off from that personal pole position. But Nikolai is absolutely storming in this qualifying with 3/10 up on his time. Here at the back a little bit. There goes Wizzyl, who goes P2, surprisingly. The rookie, the debutant for F2 goes P2 in his debut to 132.833. Goes out of his teammate who is down to 2/10 up on his time. Lost it through the second sector a little bit. And now there's still TLW finishing his lap. 4/10 up on his time. What can he do? He goes P5, 133.134. But this guy, the guy in the AlphaTauri, can he dethrone Darwizzi from the pole position? No, he can't! No, he can't! 8 thousandths behind Darwizzi. And then there's of course Nepital at the back. But he's not going to be finishing his lap because he's absolutely bottled it. But it is Darwizzi who is in pole position. You could say somewhat unlikely pole position because of what sort of a first sector Sir Nikolai did. Was absolutely incredible. 3/10 through the first sector, but then he lost a 10th through the second sector, then another 10th through the third. Completely bottled it, and he is 8 thousandths behind Darwizzi. No, of course he would have wanted himself to be in the on pole position, but he has to settle for second as Darwizzi takes pole position. Worst case scenario for Wizzyboy. Wizzy, great debut for F2. At P3, Clipsy P4, TLW P5, Kookaburra 6, Drilla 7th, Twitch, JDL 8th, I think the STLR was 9th, and then someone was somewhere 10th, whatever. I didn't. Forgot to put Nutsires on. Double quali bands. I don't even know for what that was. I didn't read that. Chesney was 10th. Then Nano, Nepital, Cyril, Zoxy, Sammy, Wizzy, Marinov, and Chesney. Alpines don't look great here either, as both of them are outside of top 15 even. Or Sammy is in P15, but still, it is like it is still very far down. Let's just say that. Okay. Well, the type strategies are going to be, yeah, we saw mediums and softs, but you know, some people went 3 stops, and then we go 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights are gonna be out, and away we go here in USA. So Nikolai does get a good start off the line to get alongside of Darwizzi into turn 1. He sends it into turn 1. Side by side they go. As well behind them, the teammates are side by side. Behind it are yellow flags. That's Cyril ready with Zoxy behind. In the meantime, Darwizzi does keep his P1 going through the S's. Clipsy as well overtaking Wizzyl, who has had a terrible start of the line, and he's already down to P3. Both the Alpines as well now making good start, as there goes Marinov as well on the exit. Spins on the exit of turn with Nano on the exit of turn 10. Sorry, no, and that's a virtual safety car. Both the Marinov and Nano don't have a... no, sorry, it's a full car safety car. I don't know why there it says VSC. But yeah, Andrilla now has lost 2 positions to TLW and Vissel. Now he gets back position to his teammates. Sort of confusing stuff. But it is a full core safety car. Yeah, now it switches to a safety car. I have to keep watching the map, I guess. But yeah, Wizzy, not the greatest of starts, as he was fighting for with Clipsy going into turn 1, but then he just lost the position to Clipsy and then to Kookaburra as well later on, and he is down to P5. Szczesny managing to get himself up to P8 as STLR is down to P14. Is he down to P14? Yes, he is from P9. Wizzyboy already on the opening laps, making good drives, as he's already in P10. On the mediums as well, his teammate is on the softs. Szczesny goes into the pits. Marinov goes into the pits. Nano goes into the pits. So both the Aston Martins goes into the pits. Pretty much 2 out of 3 drivers that had a quali ban are in the pits, or the drivers who are in the pits now. 2 out of 3 of them have had penalty quali bans. God, Christ's sake. Szczesny goes for the hards. Is he trying to go until the end on them, or is he just trying to go maybe on the subs? That's what his teammate Nano does. Top 10, the whole top 10 is on the mediums. Then at the back it's Sammy with softs, Zoxy with softs, and now with Szczesny and Nano pitting there on the hards and Nano on the softs. And that was very interesting lap 1. Who's getting the most position? Probably Wizzyboy. And probably Wizzyboy, no? Yeah, him gaining 6 positions. His teammate as well, 4 positions of the start. Very good starts from the Alpines. Clipsy gaining 1 position, Kookaburra gaining 2 positions, as Vizil has dropped 2 positions, Trilla 1 position up, TLW 2 positions down, Szczesny 2 positions up, JDL 1 position down, then Wizzyboy 6 positions up, Sammy 4 positions up, Nepital stays, STLR 4 positions down, Zoxy stays, Cyril 2 positions down, Marinov 1 up, Szczesny 1 up, and then Nano 7 positions down. After that, I guess, contact between him and Marinov, I guess. As well as Szczesny has a 5-second time penalty. STLR, I think. Was he or maybe it was with STLR. Maybe it was actually with STLR, but but why didn't he get it off then? Oh, he got 2 of them. 1 for corner cutting and then the second one for severe collision. When, well, he should just serve them now. Yeah, he is now serving them. Maybe that's why he went as well for the hearts. Hold up, minus 1.3 laps of fuel for Szczesny. Jeez, that's low compared to like Darwizzi, who has 2 plus 2 laps of fuel. Literally looking at everyone. Everyone has on the pluses, a lot on the pluses actually. Well, Wizzyboy has a little bit lower as well. A lot of the pluses are caused by the safety car as well, but we don't care about that thing. Yeah, I mean, Szczesny is the only one who is on the minus side of fuel. Minus 1.2 laps of fuel, which is very interesting. He's really praying for a second safety car. Interesting lines. A very interesting line through the S's, I must admit. I don't think that's gonna be working in the real race, or real race. We are in race. We are in race, but not in terms of green flag. Because YF2 doesn't have a sprint. Because they have a different calendar slightly, or they have this similar they have a similar calendar. It's just that the sprints are a little bit different. For example, F1 has only 2 sprints. F2 has 3 sprints. F1 has 2 sprints, and as well, F1 had in Qatar, and then F2 had in China. Round 7, round 8, I think. So something in those lines. They have a little bit different. One was earlier, one is later, but it's only 1 round. Safety car in this lap. Darwizzi is going to be controlling the pace under these conditions for now. A little sip of water for me. And Darwizzi, when is he going to be going? When is he going to be starting? He can technically go out now already, and he should be, to be fair, going now, as there's going to be a little bit more of guard as Sir Nikolai goes a little bit wide. Doesn't go yet. Now he goes, and here we go back at racing. Green flags going out. Nikolai is gaining on Darwizzi. Darwizzi goes defensive going into turn 1 on the inside, but Sir Nikolai stays behind Darwizzi, so Darwizzi is still keeping his lead at the front. In the meantime, the 2 Ferraris switch positions. TRW is still behind. It's just that they went side by side for some reason into turn 1. JD already at 3-second time penalty as Wizzy goes wide going into turn 7. Not really ideal. Nepital is right behind Sami's gearbox. On the exit of turn 9 and 10, going into turn 11, it's not as close anymore as it was. Behind them, there is Cyril who tried sending it on Zoxy on the inside of turn 11, and now he's going to get him on the exit of turn 11. Beautiful exit by Cyril, and a terrible one for Zoxy. Now both of them are going to be using a lot of ERS, but the 2 who probably use a lot of ERS was Darwizzi and Sir Nikolai, who went side by side into turn 12. Sir Nikolai was off track, but Darwizzi still keeps his P2, and Sir Nikolai P2 as he was fighting with Clipsy on the exit of turn 12 and into turn 13. At the back, Nano and Cyril fight for P16. The 2 Aston Martins, and there goes contact between Cyril and Chesney, and Cyril is spun around by Chesney into turn 14. If something, there could be some slight damage to Chesney's front wing. In the meantime, Wizzyboy, where is he? He's crashed! Oh my days! This is... Oh, and there goes even more chaos between Zoxy, Nano, Marinov. They have somehow made it alive for them 4. But I'm just... Oh, there goes Marinov wide as I guess Nano is trying to kill Marinov a little bit in here. I'm absolutely flabbergasted because Wizzyboy retired, crashing out on the exit of turn 19. This blows the door wide open for this man right here at the top, and he can retake his championship lead in this race, or at least close the gap significantly. And in the next race, Wizzyboy still has a penalty, a quali ban, as the driller is trying to overtake Weasel into turn 12, but Weasel with good defending stays in P5. Sammy and Nepital side by side into turn 12 and into turn 13 now. Nepital tries to go for a switch back into turn 14 and now into 15. Sammy is defensive. Nepital tries to get him back, but no, he can't, and Nepital's gonna have to stay in 11th as Cyril overtakes Zoxy into turn 15, and Cyril manages to overtake him. But Darwizzi, no, but there goes another driver with who is that? That's an Alpine. There was another Alpine in turn 19. This time on the inside. That's another safety car. It's how are we getting safety cars in here when it's a dry race? A dry race completely, and we're getting safety cars like it's a wet race. Lap 6. And already two safety cars. I mean, it plays out nicely for this man, for Chesney, of course, because he can now save fuel. it is very good for him because he's gonna be like a few tenths faster than everyone else in front. Well, there goes Nepital, and Sammy went with him into the wall, but he didn't DNF. Kind of weird how that happened. I mean, Sammy was ahead. Did they go side by side into turn 19? I hope they didn't, because if they did, then that's just kind of stupid. I must say. What was he put? Oh, well, that's not ideal, Wizzyboy. That is definitely that is very much not ideal for you. And very much not ideal that you got taken out. But I mean, unless you got deliberately taken out, then I don't know, maybe a restart. But I don't think there's gonna be a restart, even if you want it, if you even begged. JDL. Wait, but JDL wasn't close. Was he? Close to him? I don't know. But Wizzy goes into the pits, and Wizzy leaves the session at the same time, so I'm assuming it's a disconnection. Zoxy as well goes into the pits, and Clipsy went for a little bit of ahead of Sir Nikolai. Yeah, definitely not ideal that you got taken out, but it is definitely ideal for Darwizzi, because he doesn't care probably that you got that you Wizzyboy got taken out or not, because this definitely brings that championship wide open for him, that he can gain a load of points on Wizzyboy. If he doesn't get him in this round, maybe spin or whatever, or a penalty, I don't know, something post race, something. Zoxy gets a 3 second time really under the VSC conditions. Interesting. But yeah, for Darwizzi, if he wins this race, then he's gonna be leading the championship. If Darwizzi finishes second, then he's gonna be 1 point behind Wizzyboy. And then if he gets a fast lap, then it just depends who has one more races. And if they two have the same amount of wins, then there comes to P2s, and then into P3s, and then P4s. I think, I don't know how more ridiculous we go. Kookaburra has now been disconnected from this session. I don't think I have him. I don't think I have Kookaburra. No, I don't have Kookaburra in my friends, EA friends, so I can't invite him. And yeah, on the safety car, a bit of contact between Nikolai and Darwizzi. Hopefully Kookaburra can drive back in. But it's kind of crazy. It's lap 8. Sorry me. And we have already had two safety cars, two full ones. Yeah, yeah, there was Kookaburra, which is very good. But if Darwizzi, I would suggest for Darwizzi for him to go earlier, basically just to go slower, and then when you see that the safety car is really like in the pits, or close to, like very close to the pits, about to enter the pits, then you can, I think, go. I mean, of course, you can't go like 5 kilometers an hour, but just, I don't know, about maybe 70, 60, 80, something around there. Nothing really too slow, but nothing too fast. If he wants to catch off Sir Nikolai out of guard. Catch him off guard. That's what I meant to say. Safety car is gonna be, of course, in his lap. Even if all the drives would have been here or not, behind the queue, safety car in his lap. Of course, again, Darwizzi is gonna be managing this pace, managing this field. And yeah, if he wants to catch off Sir Nikolai out of guard, he really needs to go slow around these corners. Of course, it's not really ideal as well that the safety car isn't going that quick, but you have to do what you have to do, I guess. Sometimes. I wouldn't still suggest now. Maybe like now off this corner, like now. If Darwizzi would have gone, it wouldn't be too bad. But he's doing the same way that he did on the exit of the final corner a little bit earlier. And there we go again. But the Sir Nikolai, he definitely caught off Sir Nikolai a little bit off guard, because now the gap is up to 6 tenths between Darwizzi and Sir Nikolai. Again, green flag, so we are back at racing. And behind into turn 1, nothing too much as Nano send it on Sammy into turn 1. There's definitely contact between them. A little more than contact. It was definitely a bigger collision, you could say. Marinov gets a 3-second time apparently. I guess Nano tried to send it on the inside of Sammy into turn 1, and contact made, and it didn't work for Nano. There could be some damage from maybe one of the cars. Could be. Of course, no DRS yet, so you can't really play any of the games yet. Only Slipstream games, but almost everyone has Slipstream. Marino Vortex tries to take Nano into turn 11, but he fails to do so. Nano got a better exit, but now Marinov is going to be having a better straight line speed than Nano. Going into turn 12, Marinov is still on the inside, and Nano has let him, well, space into 12 and into 13 side by side. So then there goes Zoxy and Cyrils straight into 13. They just went straight. They didn't turn for the corner. I mean, previous corner Cyril as well went kind of locked up going into 12, but then into 13 they just completely went straight. Darwizzi starts lap 10 out of 28, so still 18 laps to go in this race. Marinov and Nano still well, not side by side yet, but now they're side by side into turn 1. Nano on the inside. Marinov is going to be trying to go for a switcheroo, but Nano got a very good exit off of turn 1, and that's Nano back up to P13. This hinders both of them down as they're losing time on Sammy Renz throughout the lap. Overall, Eclipsey, no, that's just Gabby who left. Eclipsey is behind Kookaburra, who was inside of Sir Nikolai. Darwizzi is now 1.5 seconds out of Darwizzi. I think only Darwizzi didn't get lagged off in that point where there was a lag, at least for me. So now the drivers have to use a little bit of their ERS, I mean a lot, if they want to catch up to Darwizzi. And behind, Szczesny and STLR fight for P9, and Szczesny has made the mistake. Behind, Sammy Renz a little bit of troubles behind as Calypsy tries to go for a move on Kookaburra for P3. Aranya outside of turn 16, 17 and 18, the triple right-hander. Does he make it stick? Yes, he does! And he goes up into P3. The Hodge driver performing an absolute beautiful overtake into the triple right-hander. DRS has been enabled. Of course, they won't have it on this straight. Yes, there is a DRS on this straight, but they won't have it yet. But a beautiful overtake by Clipsy, and he moves up to P3. Although now would be ideal for him to get the DRS on Sir Nikolai. As Sammy Renz and STLR side by side behind them as well. Nano and VCLR side by side. P12 and P13, and P10 and P11 as well fighting. There goes Nano, very wide, hinders Nano Marinov again. Estilar gets a 3-second time penalty. And or not really hinders him, it just like slows him down because how wide he went into 3. Zoxy gets a 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile at the top, Kookaburra overtakes Clipsy on the exit of turn 11 and he makes it stick. And Clipsy doesn't have the DRS, of course, so it plays out very nicely for Kookaburra. Behind them, the 2 Ferraris are going to be trying to overtake Clipsy into 12. There goes Drilla on the inside. Sends it there, he's still there. Clipsy goes off track. And is it the Drilla ahead? Yes, he is ahead. TLW has to settle for a little bit later, although he's going to be trying to go side by side into 14. And he has to stay behind for now. But Clipsy's pace doesn't look the greatest, or maybe he's just that they got, you could say, played around with that DRS. Kookaburra send a successful dive into turn 11 as CLW goes into the pits. Someone's early stop as JDL as well goes into the pits. Marinov gets another 3-second time penalty. In front, Drilla overtakes Kookaburra into turn 1, and that's Drilla up to provisional podium places. Sir Nikolai doesn't have the DRS on Darwizzi. Darwizzi has a load of ERS, while Sir Nikolai has almost down to 10%. So Darwizzi has the aces in his hands at the moment. He can play around with him if he needs to get a gap on Sir Nikolai, then he can do it very easily. Zoxy gets another 3-second time penalty. How many penalties does he have? 9? Yeah, 9 time penalties for Zoxy. Marinov and Nano, they've been fighting, well, after the second safety car restart, they've been fighting all the remainder of the race, but now Nano is going to be trying to overtake Estilar into turn 12, and he overtakes him easily on the straight, very easily on the straight. Clipsy and Kookaburra again as Clipsy has a spun round into turn 12. And there goes as well STLR very wide in turn 12. And that allows Marinov to get ahead. But Clipsy also lost it on the X of turn 12. And now he's going to lose a position to Vissel. Absolutely terrible what is happening to him. Of course, it doesn't help Haas, or it doesn't help really Haas in the constructors. He goes into the pits, the same with Sir Nikolai, so they're trying to go for an undercut in this race. Yeah, Clipsy and Sir Nikolai go into the pits. Are there going to be any in the pits? Maybe STLR? No, he doesn't. The cars behind STLR are not going to be going into the pits, so lap 13, and we have 4 more pitters at the stage of the race. Kookaburra tries to go for a move on Chesney, reaches on the outside of turn 2, and he does it successfully, and he goes up to P3. Vissel is behind them with them fresher hards, and they'll be a lot better at this stage of the race than the mediums. So at the moment for Vissel, it is going very nicely at the moment. You could see a massive undercut on everyone. Zoxy gets another 3-second time penalty as Nano overtakes Sammy on the X of turn 10? A 9? Okay. Vissel is going to be trying to overtake Chesney into turn 12, and he does it successfully. Zoxy spins, and that causes a full safety car. And this doesn't play out well for Sir Nikolai and those who hit it. And it plays out very nicely for those who hit it. And you could see as well, it plays very nicely for Vissel, because he's going to be pitting. Everyone around him is going to be pitting for new tires. He's going to be pitting for mediums, if he has them, fresh ones. Or to be fair, if he has 2 of them, then he can make it. And everyone around him are going to be on the hards. Of course, Darwizzi pits, Drilla, Kookaburra pitting, Vissel as well pitting, both the Chesneys. Nano stays out. Interesting. Very interesting strategy by Nano. Very interesting. Cyril stays out as well. JDL, well, lets Nikolai through. Zoxy gets another 3 seconds apparently. Yeah, a lot of pitters for hearts. Sammy for softs. Nikolai stayed out, of course, and he goes up to P5. So, and Nano gets a DSQ because he ignored yellow flags. He just overtook the safety car. He didn't want to be behind the safety car, I guess. I don't know. So Darwizzi is back up to P1 again. Cyril in P2, so he's gonna be playing a very crucial role for Darwizzi, because now he's gonna be a slight buffer, like a 7-10 buffer, 8-10 buffer to Darwizzi, or between Darwizzi and Andrilla. My mouth is a little bit dry. That's why I have beverage. Or just something to drink. I have just normal water and then iced tea. Yeah. 14 laps, 3 safety cars. Not looking the greatest at the moment in terms of cleanliness. Although to be fair, it was Zoxy because I don't know, he lost his he lost his front wing, and he didn't even change it. You have a broken front wing and you don't change it. It's like having it, and he's trying to overtake Marinov. I mean, it's like in a normal car, you could say that you're missing. And now he's retired. The flip. You could say that you're missing front of your bumper, or your bumper, not your bum, your bumper and a hood, and you would be saying, oh, it's fine. I don't know, maybe he just forgot or something, I don't know. And Zoxy in the pits. Was the yeah, that was probably that on Clipsy, I think. No, Clipsy's move was earlier. I don't flip it now. I just checked it now. I can't remember what's happened 7 minutes ago. In this race. Zoxy goes for the softs, which is a very interesting strategy again. I mean, Sammy's softs could go until the end of the race. I mean, could go. They will go until the end of the race, because I did as well. From like, yeah, lap 16, whatever it was, 15, 16. And I did make them until the end of the race. So, softs are possible, but they're going to be very interesting until in the end. They're gonna be very interesting in the end. In the very end. Or interesting. They just won't be any. They won't be as good anymore as the hards anymore, like they were at the beginning. And they'll be slower than the mediums and then slower than the hards later, like at the very end of the race. Should be at least. Yeah. They should be at least. It's just me being tired. It's not being this boring, it's just me being tired. Safety car in his lap again and again. Darwizzi is gonna be leading the way. How is Darwizzi again leading the way for the third time? Could have been Nano, but he decided to, nah, screw this, and he heads off to bed, I guess. I don't know. Okay, that was a little bit on purpose, that deep voice. Darwizzi controlling the pace on the safety car again. I think he's going to be again doing his strategy. Of course, he has a big buffer of Cyril behind, and he should be using that to his advantage to go as early as possible, to be fair. Like going out now, basically. Now, Darwizzi now. Okay, I guess not. On the exit of the final corner, And there we go, the race hasn't restarted. Drill already right behind Cyril's ass. Cyril is going to be trying to defend himself slightly, but Drill is going to be sending it into turn 1, and he does overtake him successfully into turn 1, as well as Nicola is going to be trying to overtake him into turn 1, and he does him as well successfully. So Cyril already loses 2 bridges at once. On the X of turn 1, JDL tries to overtake Zoxy, or maybe the other way around. As there's contact, I think JDL gets a 3-second time, but they all cut the corners, and Zoxy is ahead of JDL. Darwizzi definitely didn't get the buffer that he wanted from Cyril. He should have said, like I did, just go out early so that the driller is going to be stuck behind Cyril on the exit. Like Kukabura is behind Cyril now. Kukabura is side by side with Cyril going into turn 12 as well. Nikolai, that was just breaking off the slipstream. Kukabura is now ahead of Cyril going into turn 12. Cyril try looking maybe for a breaking point, or maybe just for overtaking. Cyril now is going to be blocking from down to P5 onwards, as Visual is getting a little bit impatient in here. And he's going to try to go around the outside of Cyril, but Cyril forces him off wide. CLW is going to be trying to go around the outside of the triple right-hander now. And he does make... No, he does... I mean, somehow what he makes him have done. But that's Cyril off track, and that's Visual out as well, out of the race. In turn 70... he just pressed the button, so nothing crazy. Darwizzi... Already the gap has gone down to 4 tenths between himself and Drilla. Clipsy as well. I know that was just again Visual, but Clipsy's I think trying to overtake Chesney, and he does overtake him before the S's, but now the lag has caused him to be back behind him. Oh my god, a load of lag. Nikolai gets a crucial 3-second time penalty, which well, of course, it's gonna hinder him later on in the race, because the two ahead don't have a 3-second time penalty, and Kukabara doesn't have a 3-second time penalty either. Cyril leads down to P14 with the worst size at the moment, so fun for Cyril and for Vizil as well. I mean, Vizil was doing very great in this race. Zox and JDL, so I decided to turn 12, and JDL is on top. Although Zox just goes into the back of JDL. He just went into the back of him, really. And JDL has spawn. JDL is... sorry, Zoxy, I don't know what I can see, he's slow and you could say somewhat dangerous because of his slowness and his unawareness, I guess. Chesney is going to be sending it on TLW into turn 1, he kind of looks for it. TLW goes wide in turn 1, but that gives him a better exit than Chesney on the inside. TLW stays ahead of Chesney, but TLW is outside of that 1 second currently. Going through the S's as well, gets a 3-second time penalty. To be fair, I'm not so. There goes Chesney at the back. There goes TLW, Sammy and Chesney with probably front wing damage. And there goes TLW spawn on the X of turn 9. Ooh la la, and there goes Clipsy on the exit, and there goes a VSC again. What is happening there? I mean, flipping 5 drivers got involved in there or something. Sammy has no front wing. Sammy has a drive-through penalty as well, so that's him down well. It's he has to pit for a wing and then pit for drive-through, which is just a nail in the coffin. Break or whatever. Now I don't know what is going on. Chesney wrist might have some damage. Marinov, I mean, to fair everyone, but I mean, definitely TLW and Sammy have front wing damage. Szczesny might have some different damage. Zoxy has a drive-through penalty. TLW, Clipsy might have some fronting damage. Marinov as well. Szczesny the same. STLR might have front-wing damage. I don't know between these four, because they're all involved in that incident. What happened between them? TLW is here. I guess Clipsy, Marinov, and Szczesny don't have front-wing damages, and STLR. There's still a VSC, but I guess Szczesny just lost it going into turn 7, sending him sideways, and then Sammy just couldn't go anywhere. Seal gets a drive-through penalty. I guess just Sammy didn't have anywhere to go, and then came sort of back sort of dangerously, and then that caused a massive amount of chaos between Szczesny, Briz, and then TLW. Alright, I think Cyril goes into the pits, speeding in the pit lane. I think he's just gonna give up. If he doesn't, then props to him. Honestly, Drilla is gonna be gaining on Darwizzi into turn 12, side by side with him. Is on the inside, and he goes out of Darwizzi into turn 12, and we have a new race leader. And now it has like an actual race leader, not just like Nano just being there up there and then crashing out or being DSQ to be on the set car. Drilla is our new race leader. Darwizzi doesn't have to do too much in this race, I know, and just keep P2, and he'll be one point behind his championship rival Wizzyboy. Kukapura 2.3 seconds behind Sir Nikolai, so it isn't ideal for him. Behind him, it is 8.7 seconds between Kukapura and Szczesny. Of course, there was the collisions and chaos between Szczesny, mainly between Szczesny, Marinov, Szczesny, Sammy, and TLW. I think. So yeah, I guess, and then STLR just came out easy, and then Marinov, actually the two Szczesnys and TLW. And Sammy gets a 5-second time penalty as well, spinning in the pit lane. Drilla gets a 3-second time penalty. Now again, it will hinder him later part of the race. This is the point for Darwizzi to just not get any penalties, any more warnings whatsoever. Just having a clean as clean of a race as possible. Not causing any sort of incidents, not causing anything, and not going over the white lines. That's gonna be. This has to be his meta for the race. Just keeping up with Drilla within the DRS, and he is gonna be absolutely fine because he doesn't have a penalty, and then the two drivers around him have penalties. So he just really needs to keep the pace up, keep up with Drilla and Sir Nikolai, and he's going to be golden. He's going to be picking up 25 points plus fast lap if he has that, and then he's going to be ahead of Wizzyboy exiting this Grand Prix. Darwizzi sends it on Drilla into turn 1, and he goes ahead of him, and Darwizzi manages to get the lead back into turn 1, but now with Drilla right behind his gearbox through the S's. Of course, Drilla gets a slightly bit of dirt yet through here. Goes a little bit wide through 7, 8, and now he's 7 tenths behind Darwizzi. It might actually be very nice for Darwizzi, this little gap between him and Drilla. On the exit of turn 11, Drilla is 7 tenths behind. I don't think he's gonna be. No, he's not even using ERS, Drilla, and I think it's gonna be for another lap for Drilla to try and think of an overtake on the driver ahead, which is Darwizzi. Meanwhile, at the back, nothing too much interesting happening either, other than Sammy and Zoxy being close to each other. But Zoxy slide of a hazard in here. Sammy send it on Zoxy into Nate. Zoxy almost turned in on him, but at the very last moment has turned away from him, and Sammy is up to P12. Zoxy turned in too early into. Does Zoxy have always his DRS on? ERS on? Jeez. Kukapura gets a 3-second time penalty, so even if the drivers ahead, Nikolai or Drilla would have made a mistake and they would have been outside of that 3-second time, outside of that 1 second, and the drivers ahead, then it's still gonna be counting on nothing because he has that 3-second time penalty, and the drivers ahead as well has a 3-second time penalty only, so it's gonna be like they don't have any penalties. And Drilla 5/10 behind. Now this is looking much better for Drilla. Of course, way worse for Darwizzi. Of course, there's this turn 11, which is going to be crucial for the exit. And how good of an exit Drilla gets. Not really the greatest, as he's going to be gaining on the straight. But again, I don't think he's going to be too close to taking him. Yes, he isn't. And he has to stay for P2 yet again. Darwizzi with his excellent pace around here. Just absolutely amazing race pace around here in Austin. Nikolai looked to be getting the pole position, but Darwizzi got the pole position. And now it looks like he could be getting a W. SLR and Manov side by side on the exit of turn 13. And they go still side by side into turn 14. And SLR is ahead of Manov going into turn 16, 17 and 18. And yeah, that's SLR ahead of the Red Bull. SLR gets a 3-second time penalty in the meantime. Another 3-second time penalty. That's 6 seconds, but Manov has 9 seconds. So it doesn't really matter. But behind them is Klipsy, who has probably only 3 seconds. And Szczesny has 0 seconds. STLR gets overtaken by Marinov into turn 1. And that's Marinov back up to P6. There's a slight bit of lag. Darwizzi, again, in the gap. Looks to be somewhat alright at the moment. He has a lot of VRS. Zoxy just press... Blood just press the button like that midway through a corner. Alright, Drilla, he's gonna be gaining, but he doesn't want to really overtake him, I don't think, or is he with that movement? I don't think. But at least he's close behind him, and he's gonna be thinking about overtake next lap, and this Nikolai sliding around on the exit of turn 14. Meanwhile, at the back, Marinov and SLR again fight for into turn 12 this time, and SLR is ahead of Marinov into turn 12 and into 13. SLR don't lose it on the exit of turn 13, and he is stuck. No, he isn't, but he's dropping down to P10, and the P6 place drops from his hands because of his own mistake on the exit of turn 13, and he maybe even gets overtaken by TLW, who has 3 seconds only, and SLR has 6. SLR goes into the pits. Is he gonna be calling this quits? Yes, he is gonna be calling this quits probably. As he just went very aggressive into, yeah, that's him calling quits into the pits. Now, Drilla a lot closer to Darwizzi, although the exit didn't look the greatest. A little bit of the ERS use on the exit to gain a little bit back. Drilla gaining, but is he gonna be sending it? No, he isn't. He's trying to play the long game, trying to play for the final lap, I think. Just trying to play for the final lap, and then to overtake him on the final lap into turn 12. There's Cyril, who is spun on the exit of turn 19. There are 2 yellow flags. Cyril goes into the pits probably and retires there. Klipsy, in the meantime, gets overtaken by Szczesny, who is sending it into 13. but Calypso gets a switcheroo on him, but they're still side by side into turn 14 and 15. And Szczesny is ahead of Calypso going into 16, 17 and 18. Calypso can't make the incredible move that he made on who was it? I think that was Vizzle. Well, I can't remember who it was, but he couldn't recreate the same move that he would have wanted. Calypso though now gaining into turn 1 around the outside of Szczesny. And is he going to be sticking it there? Yes, he is, but Szczesny doesn't leave him any sort of space whatsoever on the exit. And Calypso is going to have to overtake him into turn 12 if he wants to overtake him somewhere. The only drivers who have no penalties are 2 Szczesnys and Darwizzi. So Nikolai definitely is going to be gaining points on Szczesny, but not on Darwizzi, as Drilla is going to be gaining, but he's too far back. Sir Nikolai tries as well to overtake Drilla into turn 12, and there is them two are now fighting, which benefits Darwizzi side by side into 13, 14 and into 15. This all benefits Darwizzi because they might be out of the 1 second DRS zone side by side into the triple right-hander. They're really not playing any games. They're not really playing anything, and they just about keep within that 1 second time zone to Darwizzi for this next straight. But is Sir Nikolai going to be sending it on? No, he isn't, because he doesn't have much DRS. Neither does Drilla, but a lot more has Darwizzi as they start lap 26 out of 28. How much longer can Darwizzi defend from himself? That's the question. Szczesny is... I mean, Cyril is on the softs. He's going to be trying to irritate him a little bit, because Cyril is on the softs and Szczesny is on 12 lap on old hards. It's going to be trying to overtake somewhere. Now again, between these three, Drilla, how good of an exit is he gonna get? How good of an exit is Darwizzi gonna get? It is 4 tenths only between them, so Drilla can make the move, stick into 12 if he wants it. He's gaining with that slipstream. Darwizzi doesn't defend himself, and into turn 12, side by side between them, and they go side by side still. Horrible cameras, outside cameras, and Darwizzi still ahead, although he gets a wobble on the exit, and it's Drilla, Darwizzi on the inside into 15, but it's Drilla ahead into turn 16, 17 and 18. And yes, Drilla is ahead, and it is again a race lead change at the top. Doesn't really work out now great for Darwizzi, of course. I mean, he has no penalties compared to Drilla and Nikolai, who have 3 seconds. Yellows that Szczesny spun on the exit of turn, where STLR spun earlier. If I don't need the track map anymore. So Darwizzi send it on Nikolai, but Nikolai's gonna be trying to overtake him, and he does overtake him. Darwizzi tried to overtake Drilla, but he got overtaken by Nikolai. So he's gonna have to now watch them two fight in front, although them two have the 3 seconds. So at this point, he just really needs to keep himself within that 3 seconds and not get himself at 3 seconds and not cause Sir Nikolai to spin, or himself to spin, and that would be as well great to not spin yourself. Now between these two, Nikolai gaining on Drilla like it would be for the final lap, and he overtakes him easily like hot knife through butter, and there's a little bit of lag which caused Nikolai to go back, but Sir Nikolai still ahead into turn 13 and into 14. Both of them have low amount of ERS. Nikolai tries to defend himself into turn 15, and he defends himself successfully into the triple right-hander. Darwizzi has plenty of ERS compared to these two. Compared to these two, he has plenty of it going into the final lap. Well, not yet. After the after the final corner. It's gonna be now. It's gonna be a lot, and you're gonna overtake him into turn 12 on this final lap as these are in front. Fight for P2 in P1 for the final lap of the race into turn 1, and they went side by side, but it stays the same. As well, try to overtake him around the outside. Darwizzi tried to go for a switchback, but didn't want to risk it too much, I believe. Darwizzi just really needs to keep up with them, not spin himself, and not get a penalty himself. Nikolai is in the bin at the moment, so you could say, because he's not gonna have the DRS. Darwizzi, is he gonna use all of his ERS? No, he's not even using his ERS, as Drilla is gonna try and overtake Nikolai on the inside of turn 12. No ERS for either of them, and he sends it into turn 12 on the final lap. Sir Nikolai goes wide on the exit, and Sir Nikolai tries to send it back on him into turn 13 and into 14 and 15 now. Sir Nikolai is going to send it into 15. I think there's corner between them. Darwizzi just really needs to stay behind them, and he's going to get the W because of their two penalties. But because these two have 3 seconds, they're fighting like it would be for the win. And Drilla, as it looks like, he is going to be winning this race on track. Nikolai gets another 3 seconds up early. Darwizzi wins the United States of America Grand Prix here in Kota. Drilla finishes second, and Nikolai third with his 6 seconds on the final lap. Kukapura fourth, Szczesny fifth, Marinov sixth, Klipsy seventh, JDL eighth, Szczesny P9, Samit P10, COW P11, and Cyril P12. And Darwizzi after this Grand Prix, I highly doubt that he has a fast lap. Yeah, Drilla has a fast lap. Darwizzi with the win, and his champion rival not scoring points. He retakes the championship lead, and he should be now 6 points ahead. He should be now 6 points ahead of Wizzyboy. Going into Singapore, and there again, Wizzyboy has another drive-through penalty. What am I talking about? Drive-through penalty. Drive-through penalties. Quali ban. He has another quali ban there, which is beautiful for Darwizzi. Yeah, in the constructors as well, Haas should be up there, they should be leading or extending their championship lead over their opponents, as Alpine have not scored any points in this race as of right now, with Sami getting 22 seconds of penalties. Goddamn. Alfa Romeo only getting P5, and AlphaTauri only getting P3, while they got P1 and P6 here in Austin. Darwizzi is going to be leading the championship by 6 points out of Wizzyboy. Drive today. Manov P7 from P17, Szczesny from P8 to P18 are good contenders. Drilla as well from P7 to P2, and then fighting for that win, winning the race on track, but with that 3 second. Finishes P2. Yeah. Those are the, you could say, 3 contenders for the um, DOTD. I don't know. I mean, as well, Darwizzi drive an excellent race, but then I don't know. I mean, Szczesny could have gotten a good result if you wouldn't have spun it. Then I think he would have got the drive today, because he would have finished like what, P5 without any penalties. P5, P6, because he spun, then he finishes P8. Manov as well from P17 to P7. Involved in like lap 1 incidents or like somewhere there, and then finishes P7. But then as well, Drilla fighting for the win for half the race. And unfortunately getting a 3-second time penalty, which costed him the win. I mean, I'm gonna say Drilla as a drive today for today's race. Next week, like I said many times, it's gonna be Singapore for F2. On Sunday, it is gonna be F1 driving USA, and they have a sprint, the final sprint of the season. And I am going to be commentating that. I said previously on F1 stream that I had some like ideas, but no, I'm going to be staying for Sunday, so I'm not going anywhere. I'll be commentating Sundays, unless my parents decide to do something, or I don't know, flipping power goes off. But yeah, next week is Singapore, so well, nothing really to add other than ciao.